Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. In studio, the president of American Bank of Commerce. You can visit them at theabcbank.com. It's James Arnold. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, Chad. How are you?
Doing great. It's of course always interesting visiting with you about the West Texas economy and about things that are going on. But I want to start before we get into the economic news of the day. Let's talk about cotton. And with the latest spending bill that was passed, our cotton farmers got some good news that there's going to be a little bit of a safety net for cotton farmers now.
You know, our Congressman Jody Arrington did his job, and he did what he promised he was going to do, and he got that in the bill. And it's a bright day for local producers in the South Plains when that occurred. So we're excited about it. You'll see cotton farmers go back in the field pretty soon in May, and it really saved our region on the cotton side because it was a bad year for cotton in 2017. You know, yields were up. We had great yield, but we had, if you remember, we had a cool August, a cool wet September, and that's when that cotton needs to mature. It needs some hot, dry days in September, like we got in 16. We got cool, wet in 17, and so the grades were down, way down. So we had a lot of farmers come up short this year with the bank and with all banks, and so we're excited to see that in the bill.
So for those who don't know much about the cotton industry, they don't know about this safety net. What does that mean as far as lending goes, and for y'all's job and for the cotton farmers out there? How does this actually help them?
Well, before it got put in, there was no safety net, so the number was what it was, and we're competing with international cotton producers that have governmental support and price protections that we didn't have. Yeah. So having this in the bill gives banks a safety net on lending, some price support, and it gives cotton farmers confidence that they're going to have help from their government if prices drop.
Do you think that, from what we've seen, in the past few years, does this mean that maybe more cotton farmers will stay doing what they love and doing what they do?
I think so. I think we were hearing talks of farmers getting out of the business after this dismal year we had in 17, that they're just going to get out and not farm anything, lease their land out to somebody else and let somebody else take a run at it. Now we're seeing talk about guys saying, well, now that this is in there, it may change my mind a little bit. So I think it really helps this region in a big, big way.
That's good. That's real good. Let's talk about something else at the bank that is fairly new to ABC Bank: mortgages, home mortgages.
Yeah, we're in the mortgage business. We started. We launched a new product at the end of 17, and we've seen great response from really all of our markets. Lubbock's been great response. All of West Texas, Austin, Dallas. So it's been really good. And we are in the mortgage business, and we're competitive. We hustle, and we can move pretty quickly.
Well, what's the reason people should choose y'all over other places?
Our personalized service, we get quick response. We give quick yeses, quick nos, so you're not left hanging. Am I going to get financing? Am I not? And we like to out-hustle our competitors.
Yeah. Let's talk about the economy. How are things looking?
Man, things are still looking good for Lubbock. I mean, housing starts are up about 18% year to date, over a great year in 17. The home values are holding their own. We saw home prices increase about 5% over last year, over the course of the year. So it's a broken record. Volumes are up, housing starts are up, but we're not having to cut price to move product. So values continue to increase. So all that points to a good, solid economy. Retail sales are doing well. And so it points to a really rosy and a solid 2018 is what it's shaping up to be.
Yeah, auto sales doing well too?
Yeah, auto sales are doing fine. You usually see a dip at the end of the year, and now we're in note season. People are starting to file tax returns, and now you'll see a big pickup in car sales in the first quarter of this year because people start getting those rebates in March and April, and they go spend money to buy cars.
Yeah. I'm always interested in the hotel figures and how many hotels are looking to build and how many hotels are coming in. Anything new on that front?
No, actually, motel spending in Lubbock was down about 2% through the course of the year of 17. And it always kind of takes a dip at the end of the year. People aren't traveling in December as much, so that takes a small dip. But you continue to see inventory being put up on the ground. You know, you go out the spur, there's two new hotels being built out there. There's one being planned on the interstate. So people keep filling them up. Occupancy rates are pretty solid right now.
Yeah, and I think there's one going up in the West End area. So people like traveling to Lubbock. You know, it's something that I think the average citizen probably doesn't think about. But, you know, these hotels, not only they're going up, but they're pretty full.
They're pretty full. And, you know, youth sports has a lot to do with it, and that's a year-round tourism attraction for Lubbock. Pick your sport, pick your season. There's always tournaments going on, boys and girls. And then with Texas Tech being what they're doing and the growth they've seen, that contributes to it. So there's a lot of factors that make up that hotel market, and it's good to have that diversification.
Yeah. Overall for West Texas, how is the economy looking?
You know, it's good. The price of oil being up to above $60 helps. That's an indirect benefit for Lubbock, but that helps Post, that helps Lamesa, that helps obviously the Permian Basin. And when the Permian Basin does well, it's beneficial for Lubbock in an indirect way.
Yeah. Let's see, any other economic factors we need to go over?
No, you know, the tax cut was interesting that the president passed in December. It had an impact on some other businesses, short-term impact. A lot of businesses had to write down some assets and take a loss, but it sets itself up for a good 2018, and I think you're seeing the effects of that in the economy. We're seeing some inflationary trends in the economy nationwide and in Texas.
Yeah.
And so you'll see rates continue to move up, I think. Long-term rates we're still watching. They're not going up as fast, but they are rising. Long-term and short-term rates are rising. So that'll impact your mortgage. That'll impact your car loan. That'll impact a lot of things that we do in the business world. And so we're watching that, and we haven't really been talking much about inflation in the past decade.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see some things heat up in the economy, and I think you'll see rates move up.
Is that something that should worry the economy out here?
No, I don't think so. I think as long as it's measured growth in the rate and inflation, a little bit of inflation is good. But we don't want to see it get out of control like it did in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. We don't want that, but a little good, healthy inflation is good for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Tell folks a little bit more about American Bank of Commerce and why they need to make the switch to ABC Bank.
You know, we've got great products. You can bank from your phone. You can bank from your office, and you don't have to come into the branch. We love it if you did, but you don't have to. So we've got great technology that allows people to bank on the go, and that's helpful in today's world. It's necessary, and we're friendly, we're approachable, we have great products, we have great rates, and there's no reason why you shouldn't bank with us.
Yeah, and the other great thing, if you are someone who does a lot of business travel throughout the state, ABC Bank, you're all over the place.
We're spread across Texas and Colorado, and we're in an ATM network where you can virtually use any ATM in the city and not get charged a fee for that. So. Not that anybody goes to the ATM machine anymore, but those folks that do.
Every now and then, you know.
Yeah, every now and then.
James, thanks for stopping by today.
Hey, Chad, I appreciate it.
Always good to talk to you and hear the latest on the economic front. Sounds like everything's going smooth. So that's
so far, so good.
That's good news for everybody.
Thanks, Chad.